Hey there, YouTube. It's back, and by it, I mean the Glock Performance Trigger. So I had to go back and check, but 10 months ago, I put out a video despite very positive impressions of a test models that I used on the Glock Performance Trigger. This was years ago now. And a nice initial first impression on the Glock Performance Triggers. I ended up getting rid of mine, stopped using them. Why? Well, let me read some of the old comments on the old video. While I didn't have any issues with mine running dirty and the characteristics changing, I did have the issue with the trigger safety tab not disengaging every time, and the trigger shoe is larger than it needs to be, in my opinion. It was a good first try. If they refined it more, they would have a solid setup. Yeah, so there was a few problems with mine that I ran into. First, when the gun got really dirty, the trigger didn't want to reset. Now, this isn't the Glock Performance Triggers aren't the only one that do that. Like, I've seen a lot of that from the Timney triggers, especially, where it's just like, yeah, that hoe gets dirty and they don't want to reset, depending on what all people do. Because, you know, they can mix and match all different kinds of stuff. But I've seen a lot of Timney shoes where it's like they get a little bit dirty. We're just talking shoot 500 or 1,000 rounds and then they don't want to reset. Like, I've seen that, and I don't really want a gun like that. Another question here from the old video. Again, this is like 10 months ago. Are you able to find out more about the tester version to see what specifically was different? It's weird they would change them up after getting feedback on them for the worse. Yeah, so the story I heard, I don't know if this is true. I don't really have a way of verifying it, but the coating on the Glocks, like they coat the trigger components with that too. So people know this. You get a Glock, the trigger's a little bit gritty, shoot it, train with it, put some flits on it, whatever. And eventually, after a while, it breaks in and then it feels smooth, and then it doesn't really change in terms of characteristics after that. And it doesn't mind if it's dirty, it'll still, feel pretty similar. All right, that's the way the normal Glock triggers work because of the coating that's put on the whole gun. What is that, the NP3, I think? Okay, whatever. So what I heard was they last minute just didn't put that coating on the performance triggers because the thinking was the competition shooters that are buying these are going to want a good trigger right away. They don't want it to be gritty, so that we'll just instruct them to lube it. This is what I heard. I don't know if that's true. It certainly makes sense given like the way the trigger acted, but I don't know if that story's true. Anyway, now what I've heard is there's been changes made to the Glock Performance Trigger. I don't know if there's an easy way to know. I don't know if there's a way to know like which one's which, but I think the new ones now that you buy are different in some subtle ways. I think the safety is like whatever. I think they changed something. The shoe feels like different slightly. It feels a little bit narrower to me. I don't know exactly what they changed, but I do believe that they have another version of this out. Okay, so the gun I've been using, and it's not my first rodeo with this gun. This gun was new, I think, when it was gotten for me, and I'm the only one that shoots it. I've got, 5,000-6,000 rounds through it now. Like I said, it does have the Glock Performance Trigger in it, and this one appears to be quite a lot different than the ones that I initially started using. It's the same feel, like it's mushy even after like releasing the striker. It's like tangibly different. It's got a little take up. There's a wall, press through, it breaks. It feels fine as a performance, as a performance-y type trigger. Like, it's good. It feels like I want it to feel, and I can tell you after shooting it, it's not changing when it's it's not malfunctioning. It's not causing any problems. This, in my estimation, this feels a lot like the tester ones that I used, where I'm just like, whoa, this feels like this just makes the gun better. This just feels like a straight up upgrade right from Glock. And it does feel like that. So, yeah, I had a bad experience with the Glock Performance Triggers. So did a bunch of people I know, because I was telling people to buy these things. I was like, yeah, you should get those. That just feels like an upgrade. Then people get them, and a lot of people didn't like the safety, the way that was a little bit finicky to disengage. Some people like filed on it and just like got it the way they wanted it. Other people just lube the thing all the time. A lot of people just use something else. At this point though, with this one, I'll keep shooting this one the way it is. Like this is the bill of goods that I was sold before the thing came out. It appears to be working well now. Again, I don't know what they changed, but whatever they changed, it seems to be a lot better, and it seems to be like the testers now. So Glock Performance Trigger, I guess Gen 2. I think this one's good. I don't know, but I'll keep shooting it. Another 10,000 rounds on the gun. I'll be pretty sure that I'm like, yeah, this is good. This is fine. The real question is, like, if this is good, if I like this, would I buy this, like, on future opportunities, or would I just keep buying the drop-in Apex stuff? That's an interesting question. I don't really know. I don't know which one I prefer. I wouldn't have a strong preference between them. I guess that's probably a good thing, because they're pretty similar in terms of what they do, but, you know, this one's from the original manufacturer. All right, well, that's enough for this. Man, I guess they fixed it. At least it looks like it.